All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in to NorCal Sports Network. A little new tunes tonight. We're going to have a little fun tonight, talking, reminiscing about the 2010 Giants. We'll get into that. But first, let us thank our sponsors of this show, Prize Picks. You see them right up there on the top of the screen there. Prize Picks. Use that promo code NCSN right there in the bottom corner of the screen. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app where you build lineups by choosing whether players will have more or less than a projected stat total. Right now, you can get new users can get $50 in lineups when they play their first $5 lineup, win or lose. You know what, guys? That's a great deal. You don't have to put in $50 and get matched. You know, hey, you put in 50, you get 50. You put in 100, you get 100. Up to 200, you put in 200. No, you only have to put in $5. They're giving you $50 to go play. So Prize Picks, it's available in 45 states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today. Build your lineup and follow along while watching the games. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. And make sure you use that promo code NCSN. We also want to thank our longtime sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Yes, that's right, Chapman Law Group. These aren't just fluff and, puffy sponsors. These are real sponsors, guys. Chapman Law Group. Give them a call, 415-613-9483 for all your legal needs. Give David Chapman and his group a call. Make sure you don't settle with that insurance company before reaching out to Chapman Law Group and let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, let's get rid of this little song. A little different opening today. What do you think?
Change of pace? Sure.
Change of pace. Sure. It's off season. Guys, hey, this is off season. We're talking Giants baseball. And you know what? It isn't easy time to come up with topics this time of year when a lot of things aren't happening. Hey, thank you, Mrs. C. Just brought me some grapes. Look at that. Fresh grapes. I love grapes. I'm going to have a big one there. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight, Giants, before the 2010 season, most predictive systems and baseball writers saw the Giants as a team with a great pitching staff, but a lineup that simply couldn't score. Baseball Prospectus had them mid-pack. Pacoda predicted right at 81 and 81, 500. And even when an analyst talked up Lincecum and Kane's arms, they all warned not enough offense. Nobody saw a World Series until it happened. I'm not saying the Giants are going to win a World Series or anything like that, guys. But what I am saying is the experts are wrong every year. Every year. If you go back and look at it just last year, 2025, yeah, they got the Dodgers right, but they missed on the Braves, along with most of the rest of people. They missed on the Mets. Nobody had Toronto going to the World Series, right? So, I'm not saying Giants are going there, but you never know. Oh, by the way, guys, we do have some sad news to report today. And man, this is a tough one, guys. Hang in there, but we're all going to have to deal with this. The Giants lost something special today. That's right. Kai-Wei Tang was traded to the Houston Astros. And I just don't know what I'm going to do without Kai-Wei Tang. So how you doing, Dallas? Are you hanging in there?
It's rough. Man, it's rough.
It's really bad. I had to get this grapes right here just to, just console myself.
Don't cry into your grapes.
Kaiwei Tang is gone. I'm so sorry, everybody, but Kaiwei Tang's no longer a Giant, and we're just going to have to deal with it. But, Kaiwei, go to Houston and tear him up, all right, buddy? Take your 7+ ERA and show him how good you are.
Oh, man.
I don't know,
I don't know.
Dallas.
Who are we going to bring up when everyone else is injured?
I don't know, man. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. You all right, man? You all right?
It's good to have a good cry every once in a while.
Just eat some grapes, man.
Yeah.
Stuff your face with as many grapes as possible, because this is tough. This is tough. Yeah, JB.
Oh, boy.
He's gone. Kaiwei's gone. He's taking the highway.
Well, I was wrong in my prediction. I went through the 40-man, and I was like, okay, who are they going to DFA? Because, they got to make room for Bader. And I was looking at all these pitchers on there, and I thought they'd probably keep Tang and get rid of one of those other guys, but nope. But I guess they got I don't know what kind of prospect that catcher is.
Jansel Villarreal. Jansel Villarreal. We'll look him up. We'll look him up. Maybe he's the next Buster Posey.
But they did get cash for the international pool money. I don't know how much cash, but that's important for the Giants because maybe they can't draft anybody, but they sure are good at picking international players. And it's important for them to replenish that pool so that next year, when they have the next Joe Sarr or whoever they need to get him to sign, they'll have some cash available to get that done. So maybe not a big move right now, but if next year they sign somebody big that 4 or 5 years from now ends up paying dividends for the Giants, either on the team or through trade, it could be a big time move, So this is one of those things you look right now. It doesn't seem like a big major deal, but you never know. This might contribute to some later move that could end up paying off. So,
let me give you a little background on this catcher. You can never have enough catchers really in your system because, you need them for just depth in your minors. And this guy has some decent numbers. What's interesting to me is a catcher who stole 20 bases last year. He did get caught 7 times, 42 walks, 64 strikeouts in 372 plate appearances, 81 hits. He hit 258. He had a nice on-base percentage of 360. That's pretty doggone good. Slugging percentage of 385 and an OPS of 746. Not bad. He was in A-ball. Well, actually, he made it as high as high A-ball last year. So maybe he starts in Eugene this year, or maybe he gets all the way up to Richmond. So it's not you didn't need Kaiwei Tang, okay? So, what do you know? We'll see where it goes. Well, maybe he's a sneaky prospect. And maybe, he's only 20. So being at 20, he's on projections to reach the majors by, 23, I would say.
Just getting something and just not having to DFA somebody, that's good. You want to see that. You don't want to have to just, Joey Weimer and that Dodger center fielder that just had to DFA those guys and dump them off. But if you could actually trade somebody that you're not going to use anyway, then it's just you can't really, that's just a positive.
Oh, he just turned 21 on January 17th. Happy birthday, Jansel, latest San Francisco Giant. And so he's also can play left field, play a little first base, catcher, bats right, throws right. He's from Venezuela, and he's a 5'8" guy. So maybe he's got a little Jose Altuve in him. Came from the Astros, right? Maybe came off the same growth branch. Maybe 5'8".
Possibly. We will see. A couple years.
Yeah. NorCal Sports Talk. Live_1 says, finally, I can stop hearing these projections that Tang could help the rotation. That was driving me bananas. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. The money they get now, George says, is not for the money they got now is not for 27 signings. It's for this cycle. Losing money to sign Framber Valdez cannot be recouped until the next cycle. We'll see. We'll talk a little bit about Framber Valdez tonight. Let's get into this. I just wanted to, talk about. I'm not saying the Giants are going to win. I don't even have them. If they make the playoffs, it's going to be, they sneak in. So, but season's long, things change. Remember, 2010. Posey wasn't starting the year with the club. It was Benji Molina. And then you didn't have some of the other guys that were on the World Series roster weren't even on the team, until the trade deadline. So things can change. To just write the off this year. Look, we'll be as critical as anybody if the Giants are flailing, okay? But we're also going to be objective. We're not just going to come on here and scream, "What are they doing? What are they doing?"
Yeah. Well, that's why you play the games too. We all can have our predictions. I hear a lot of people saying 76 wins, 74, and maybe on paper, a lot of people 81, and I think. It's more like 84. They're a little bit improved. Best case scenario, I'm saying like 88 if everything goes well. But that's just on paper. And there's a reason why you just play the games. You don't just score them all at this point of the season and then award a World Series trophy. They make you go out and play these games because people can have better years than average. Teams can gel more than you would expect. They play cohesively. They have good situational hitting. That can happen. Going into the 2010 season, like you mentioned, no one predicted the Giants were going to do that well because they had a lot of unproven people. They had Kane and Lincecum and Zito and Sanchez and Bumgarner in the rotation. Those names were nothing before that. Timmy had won the Cy Young, so you knew he was good. But Matt Cain had never had a sub-4 earned run average before that. He stepped forward that year. Jonathan Sanchez stepped forward that year.
Right.
Zito still wasn't even that good that year, but
correct.
He was like the fifth guy. But Bumgarner was a nobody. He came up.
Bumgarner wasn't even projected. It was mainly Lincecum and Kane and Sanchez were the talk of the preseason.
Sure. Well, Bumgarner came up in June or July,
right?
And then he was good.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of put him over the top, having those guys all pitching well in the same year. And, that's what they didn't predict because the bats on that team, Buster Posey was good. Aubrey Huff was journeyman player. I mean, he wasn't, no one expected him to hit 290 and, almost 900 OPS.
Freddie Sanchez that year in a trade for second base.
Yeah, Freddie Sanchez and Juan Uribe.
Shortstop was what's his name? The hero, World Series hero. Why am I forgetting his name? Renteria.
Edgar Renteria. Yeah.
Yeah, Renteria. I mean, this was a lot of misfits, really. if you look
They
at this,
traded for Pat Burrell.
hey
and
Dom,
he came
how
in
are
and
you?
Did good.
Good to see you. Yeah, Dom Peralta in the house. Yeah, so I think you also have to look at this club going into it has probably a better lineup, and that 2010 had better pitching.
Correct.
So this lineup, see, this lineup can the Giants can change overnight if they were to sign Framber Valdez, for example. Now, see, this is where I'm at. A lot of people say, well, you got to have depth. If you want to go ahead and sign a Framber Valdez and move, I'd be fine moving Roop back to the bullpen, going with Molly and Hauser, or let
I
whoever
wouldn't.
wins it, whoever wins.
That's what
the
I
job.
would want to do. I would say going into spring, we've got 6 pitchers, we've got 5 spots.
Well,
Whoever pitches best,
we got 4 because Webb's
if
one.
they sign Framber
and Framber's
Correct.
2. So we got
Webb and Ray
3. We got 3.
Yeah.
We got 2 spots for 3 pitchers or whoever
Correct.
wants to take. Yeah,
Exactly. Roop, Molly, and Hauser, and you say, okay, guys, whoever looks the best, that you get the spot, and the other person's going to be the long man in the rotation. And you tell them that going into it, and then they have something to compete for. Roop doesn't lose his job. If he pitches great, then he's still in there. Now, Roop has a disadvantage because they're paying $11 million to the other 2 guys. And so that they're always have a little bit of an edge. But if Roop pitches overwhelmingly and you open it up to other people too. Let Birdsong, if he has a great spring and he's lights out, he could earn the spot. And you make a competition. Roop, it was the same thing last year. Roop earned that spot in the rotation last year over Harrison. And I think competition is good. And
Shark update. We got 10:31 to go. Third period. The San Jose Sharks lead the Edmonton Oilers 3-1. So I might, you know what? I'm going to watch that game right now. Hold on. Who's this game on? Is this on? Oh, it's on ESPN Plus. Oh, shucks. I don't think YouTube has ESPN Plus. I don't think so. Nope. All right. Well, I guess I won't be watching it. Sharks are struggling. They were up 3-0, and is it 3-1? Or the Oilers going to try and make a comeback? The Sharks are going to hold them off. They're going to win it 4-2. George Curry says the Giants can only get better if they sign Framber Valdez, sign for a closer role Michael Kopech, trade for C.J. Abrams, and trade for the Astros setup man Brian Abreu. Get these 4 players. And why stop at 4, George? Why not get 6 or 7? I
would be ecstatic with 1, with that first one.
Yeah.
If you want to get Framber Valdez, we can make do with everybody else, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I need to get ESPN Plus. I do have it. I have it through another source. I just got to watch it through my Apollo TV. So I've got it. I don't have it on my phone. I have my YouTube channel, and I can pull up anything on YouTube TV, and I can watch it. I think it's who did I sign up recently to watch it? And yeah, I signed up to watch a hockey game because it was on against the Kings and Sharks maybe 3-4 weeks ago. Down in LA. And I was like, crap, I'm just going to sign up for free and then cancel it. I think it was Hulu or something, maybe. Hulu had ESPN Plus, and so I got to watch the Sharks beat the Kings in OT. That was exciting.
Yeah. I saw some interviews. C. Davis says, I wish Abrams, but I heard that door is closed. I saw some people talking on ESPN that he would not accept moving to second base.
Yep, I heard that too. I heard that
from as a shortstop, and we were crazy to think that he would move. And if that's the case, that would probably be, just that attitude is probably a no go for the Giants.
Yeah, look, second base. I know they want to improve it, and you can improve it with Brendan Donovan and that type of thing. But Brendan Donovan's not a great hitter against lefties. Okay, his splits are not that great. He's really good against right-handed pitching, which is the majority of the starting pitchers and relievers. But there's plenty of time to make that trade. I would give Casey a shot to see what he can do in a month or two. He might be really hungry to prove himself, knowing that the Giants are not, seeing him as the guy that they're comfortable with. They're so much talk. What happens if Casey goes out and just the hand feels great and he goes out and hits 250, 260, drives 20 bombs, gets 75 RBIs or something, and he plays a very solid second base. You're not going to find a better second baseman, in my opinion, as far as turning the double play in baseball, because he's got very quick hands and he's got a rocket for an arm. So, where Casey probably lacks over traditional second baseman is the range.
Mm-hmm.
But anything he gets,
I don't see it as a problem. With me, his bat is a question mark, and there's a lot of potential there. He hasn't put it all together yet, but
right.
If he can, then that's a great a plus for the Giants. They could get Donovan. It would improve the team. He does have flexibility to go to the outfield also, in case they have to shuffle guys around and get defense in there and that type of thing. And if Eldridge doesn't make the team, then that opens up another spot. At DH, Ramos could go to DH, and then he could go in the outfield. So it does give you more flexibility with Donovan, and it does improve your bench, because having Casey be the super utility guy, being able to play all four infield positions, would be better. As much as I like Koss, I think I'd rather have Casey in there. So potential, but I don't think it's their biggest area of need. I'm sticking with the pitching, adding a number one, a co-number one to that staff lengthens the whole thing out, and all of a sudden, and your depth increases. You can never have enough pitching. They do not have enough pitching right now, because as soon as someone gets hurt, you got question marks. So I think that, and it's probably not going to happen. Everyone's hopes are up because some report comes out that says their talks are getting more serious or whatever. What does that even mean? Talks are getting more serious. They're not joking around on the phone. They're like, okay, now we're going to really make a serious offer this time. We're not just blowing smoke. So I don't even know what that means. Probably tomorrow he signs with the Mets, and that's the end of it. But right now we can hold out hope, because that does change the fortunes for the Giants this year, having three pitchers that are probably a win day, and then the upside for Hauser and Malley are also pretty good if they're pitching well. So that could be, if those five guys are all good, then you have a 2010 type year where you got five guys that can have a 3 earned run average, if they're pitching great. If that's the case, then the Giants' offensive woes don't actually matter that much. And you can go back to 2010 Giants baseball torture, where they can barely scrape across 2 runs, and you got to win 2-1 or 1-0 or those crazy days. Now the Giants' order, their bats are actually bigger than that 2010 team. You got guys that can hit the ball out of the park. You got Devers, and you got Adames and Chapman, and maybe Eldridge.
So you say the key to the offense this year is put the bat on the ball.
Yeah.
Put the
that
bat
would be
on
good.
the ball. Look at that. Put the bat on the ball. Ooh, that's coming right into your living room.
It's very hard to get a hit if you don't get the bat on the ball.
Yeah. George says, George of the jungle, watch out for that tree, says, Dan is dreaming about Casey. Well, actually, there we go. I like it. I've never actually had a dream about Casey, and I can say I've never even had a dream about his hot cousin. But I did say that he's one of the best at turning the double play. I did. Yep. George, I watch baseball a lot of games, seen a lot of second basemen. For a guy who's just learning the position, who's going to get better at it, he could turn the double play very quickly. He gets rid of the ball quickly. He's just going to have to continue to work at his footwork, learn the position. But name me a better second baseman who has a better arm at second base in baseball than Casey Schmidt. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Anyone,
I'll wait for you, George.
There might not be anybody at third base that has a better arm than Casey Schmidt.
Yeah. I love these, these comments. I'm just saying give Casey a shot. I've never said he's the next thing, the next best thing. Marte, good arm, but not as good as Casey's. Yeah. Casey could throw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball if he started working on it and go on the mound. He was a pitcher in college.
I think they clocked him at 98 throwing to first base from third.
Yeah. The guy's got an absolute hose, man. And he's going to learn this position better with Ron Washington coaching him. He's already down in Arizona at Papago right now, taking ground balls and working. And, I don't know if he'll have it. This is probably his best chance if he gets the opportunity to prove himself. He may never, after this year, he may never get a shot. You never know. We'll see how things go. But I think working at second base off season, mentally, physically, is going to help. Is he an everyday player? We'll find out. He may not be. He may not be. And in that case, the Giants will need to figure it out. But, I don't know. I just think he has a very solid arm. You said turn the double play. Nadu has a strong. So is Horner. He winds up throwing to first base. He doesn't get it out quick. He is getting a lot better. I didn't actually say he was the best. I said he was one of the best. I don't know. Horner's pretty good. Yeah, Horner's pretty good. He doesn't have the arm. But Casey's arm makes up for the lack of what he may not have at this point in his career at second base. Give him some time. He'll work the whole off season. We'll see where it goes. But anyway, enough of that. Dallas, I think this year is going to San Jose 3, Edmonton 1, 5 minutes to go. All right, we're going to hang on with those Sharks. Yes. Thank you, Gravy. Love it. And this Sharks team is playing good hockey. And everybody loves a young team that plays with passion and heart. And So that's right. Casey was batting right around 270 before he got hurt. He was like at 267, I think. He was crushing it. And he was getting a hit every night. He was driving the ball. He was hitting the ball hard. And he got hurt. I think Casey can play. I really do.
He was hitting the ball hard, and then he was getting hit hard.
Yeah. I don't say it just because he's been on the show. I liked Casey before I met him. I really did. I liked his game before I met him.
Well, he came up and he was hot right off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the league found a weak spot and they just exploited it. And he was terrible. Couldn't hit a ball to save his life, and then came back up, made a little adjustments, and then following year made some more adjustments. We'll see. Such a mediocre offseason so far, George says. It hasn't been the greatest. It's not the worst in baseball, but, the Giants, you think about it, in the 24 season, they signed Chapman and Snell during spring training.
They waited a long time.
Yeah.
And then they got off to a slow start.
Go Sharks, the only team with balls in the Bay Area. That's right. Yep, that's right. That is right. I love what the Sharks are doing. Giants just either need to make the decision to go for it or pull back and say we're going to rebuild. Right now, the Giants could go sign Framber. If they signed Framber, they would be instantly put them right near the wild card, one of the favorites, I would say.
Super chat from Tyler Wise Guy.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying. Tyler, a wise guy.
If the Giants sign Framber Valdez, this team could win 86 to 90 games. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely is correct. I like that word. Absolutely. Double absolutely. Robert, a member for 18 months. Thank you, Robert. Been an amazing 18 months. Has been here since day one. Like and subscribe. There we go. Robert Boyd. Yes, he's our number one hockey fan in the chat who's consistently here. Cliff Martinez and Robert are our Sharks guys. And they are, I'm jumping over onto the bandwagon. I shouldn't say bandwagon. I followed the Sharks, even in their playoff years and when they went to the Stanley Cup finals. And that was a lot
Johnny
of fun.
Chisari. No, they could not. The bullpen sucks. The bullpen, they lost a couple of pieces last year, mainly Rogers. I think Duvall was good at times and bad at times. I think overall net good, but maybe now on the Yankees, he's been net bad. So he was an iffy one that they got rid of. They did lose Rodriguez, big loss for the Giants bullpen. But who they signed? They signed Henches and San Martin, and then the guy that's going to be Foley,
Jason Foley. He might be the closer next year. He when he's really healthy, if he's fully healthy. He's coming off a shoulder injury, surgery. We'll see how that goes. A lot of times guys with shoulders don't work out as well as Tommy John. Tommy John's a little more predictable how guys are going to do.
Right.
Shoulders, you never know.
It's going to be a big question mark going into spring, though. They have all these pitchers. They've got guys that are not going to make the starting rotation that are options. They've got non-roster invitees that are going to be there pitching. And it's going to be an open tryout, basically.
Hey,
they're going to have
Robert
They're
Brown.
going to let everyone pitch, and they're going to find the best 7 guys, whatever it is, and get them on that bullpen. So
Robert Brown is back. Haven't seen Robert for a while. Welcome back, Robert. I've got to say, oh no, 3-3. Did they get an empty netter? Oh shoot. Hold on. It's 3-2 with 58 seconds left. Did they get an empty netter? Oh, it says 50.
Must have. If everyone's saying 3-3, it must not have updated yet. These guys are watching it live.
43 seconds, 3-3. Gosh darn it. Hold on. Let me see if I could watch this. Maybe let me see if I can pull something off here. 1 sec. Go ahead, Dallas. Take over while I work at seeing if I could get this game on.
So NCST says signing Framber could decisively push Birdsong to the bullpen. He has closer stuff. I'm a believer in that strategy. That could work. I just really like Birdsong as a starter, and just having him pitch the ninth. That doesn't necessarily close the door on him being a starter someday, but even if he's pitching more innings, if he's giving you 2 or 3 innings, or the long man type of thing, if he's not going to be a starter, just shortening him up to pitch 1 inning, going 1 inning full force and just letting it all out, and knowing you're only going to pitch the 1. I don't know if that's the best for Birdsong long term for his career. So I'd be careful with that, but obviously they know better than I do. So if that's their decision, then go with it. But from all reports, everybody's talking up Birdsong and how he's figured things out, and he's been working with the new coaches that the Giants have brought in, and he's looking really good. Webb said it. Vitello said it. Someone else said it. So, it could be that Birdsong is right in there competing with Roop, for that last rotation spot. And if that is the case, then that's good. Someone will be in the bullpen from those starting guys. One of the new guys they signed, or Birdsong or Roop, but then they'll be ready to go once they have a need. There's a need in the rotation for them. Johnny Chisari, Dallas, the Giants are ran like a fifth-rate organization. Well, they're not run like a first-rate organization. We know that. Maybe it's a second rate. Fifth rate is kind of low. Now, I don't know the ratings, but I think fifth rate, what are the Rockies if the Giants are a fifth rate organization? What are the Nationals? What are the Marlins?
The Pirates.
What are the Pirates? So, the Giants are doing the best they can with the limitations they've been put on themselves by management. They're not going to go spend the money the Dodgers are. They're spending, a little more than half of what the Dodgers are. So that makes it hard to compete with the Dodgers. But they do need to, within reason, they don't want to go over. They're under the CBT right now. They don't want to go drastically over it and pay that penalty. So within these restrictions that ownership has put on the team, they're doing the best they can with bargain hunting, right? They don't get Tucker. They get Bader. They don't get Ranger Suarez. They get Hauser and Malley. So, and $11 million apiece. They don't pay $60 million for Tucker. They pay $10 million for Bader. So they're trying to put together a competitive team, but on a budget. You got to be honest about that. That's what they're doing, and you can call it being cheap. You could also call it being smart, because is Kyle Tucker 6 times better than Harrison Bader? Is he going to win you 6 times more games than Harrison Bader? No, he's not. He might win you what? Best case scenario, 5 more games? I don't even think that.
Right.
It's going to be 3 or maybe 4 if he has a good year and he comes through in the clutch and just in general, pushes the level of the water that much higher. But, when you're at the top of the market like that, you're paying double or more for incremental improvements. And if you're the Dodgers, you've made the decision to go ahead and pay that money. But the Giants are trying to be economical, but still be competitive. And unfortunately, they've already spent all the way up to the CBT. And what has it got them? They have a team that is borderline of above 500. We don't know. A borderline above 500, 84, 85 wins, whatever we decided it's going to be. And then they're going to have to overachieve what's on paper through the addition of their new coaching staff, all these former managers they have on their staff, Ron Washington working with the team, new batting coach, new pitching coach, new manager. Everybody's new, and it's going to be a new attitude, and there's a couple new pieces. So they're going to bring those guys in, and hopefully this big new pot of gumbo they have brewing actually decides to produce more than the sum of their parts. And that's how you can win and get into the playoffs and give yourself a shot without having to pay as much as the Dodgers or, even get into that luxury tax bracket. Now, if they sign Framber, they're going to go over the line a little bit unless there's some deferments. But, it's one of those things where it's only what you pay in addition to what you exceeded. And it's a lower tier when you're just over it the first year. So I think they can go over it knowing that Robbie Ray is coming off the books next year. Johnny Chisari, Tucker had a bad second half. He wasn't worth what the Dodgers gave him. I completely agree.
Shoot. Edmonton just beat the Sharks.
And Dallas, I'm stuck watching Adames and still not happy. Well, Adames hit 30 home runs last year. He did not have a good first half. He picked it up in the second half. we've said it all last year. He's a slow starter. He's a slow starter. He was a slow starter his whole career. Every beginning of every season, he's gotten off to a slow start. Hopefully now he's adjusted to being on the Giants. He's just had a long road trip to Korea with the new manager and the team, and hopefully he's bought into the whole thing they're doing, and he can hit the ground running a little bit more this year. If he can do that, then that's great for the Giants because, knowing he hit 30 home runs last year, but he really got off to a really poor start, hitting 200, I think, or under 200 for a month or two, as I recall. Of course, several players, I think, were in that boat, so it's not saying too much for the Giants. But, he did not have the best year last year, and if he can have a better year this year, then that's saying something. Chapman had a bad second half, and he was hurt. If he can put together a better year than last year, then that's helpful for the Giants. We're not asking these guys to have career years. It's probably not going to happen. They're still playing at Oracle. They're still have their issues with strikeouts, with hitting with runners in scoring position. But
hey, Jim,
they're proven veterans. You can kind of rely on their baseball card. By the end of the season, they're going to get pretty much to where they're going to be. And last year was no exception. Both Chapman and Adames finished out right around where they usually do. So do I think that's the case? They're going to be better this year. Adames, I think, will be a tick better. I think he gets off to a faster start this year. I
think so too. I think a little bit faster start. I think Chapman
is the same guy. He's the same guy. He's not going to change. He's going to be healthier. So I think
he does a little bit better driving in runs this year. I really do. I think something changes with the hitting coach, and that he learns to shorten up with 2 strikes and just put the ball in play. And 80 RBIs should not be that difficult for a middle of the order guy.
I agree, but that seems wishful thinking to me. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll be thrilled if I see that. If I see a different approach for Chapman, he's trying to go the other way and put the ball in play. I think it's going to be swing for the fence and strike out, and that's just who the guy is.
That's who he is.
That's who the guy is, and he does get a hold of them occasionally, and he hits you 25 bombs a year. But I think the cement is set with him, and he is what he is. Could be. Hope I'm wrong.
What a tough loss. The Sharks were up 3-1 with 5 minutes to go, weren't they? Something like that. Wow.
Seemed like it.
To lose, so we had it in the chat. To lose that one, that's one of those team games that you lose a tough one to one of the contenders for the cup, in Edmonton. So we'll see. But tough loss for the Sharks, and
it happens sometimes. You can't win them all.
Nope, you can't win them all.
Dan, if the Giants get a second baseman to replace Schmidt, I don't know what he's saying. There's another part to his comment coming. I think Framber would rake in the wins in San Francisco. Well, they've got a good defense behind him. They've got that big ballpark. I think Framber Valdez was built to pitch with that infield defense in that ballpark. I think ground ball pitcher, just like Webb. He would thrive there. He would. Now it's just a matter of what the deal is, and they don't want to go over $100 million. They don't want to go to 3-digit pitcher contract. So if it's going to be 3 for 90, something like that, maybe they get a deal done, and they have to suck it up and give him the opt-outs.
Get a few more grapes, please.
But we'll see.
I thought I was muted. I guess I wasn't. Hit mute on my mic, but I must have unmuted it. So you probably heard me ask that, huh?
That's pretty good. Let me see. Hey, can I get some grapes in here? Thank you.
See, now you know what happens behind the scenes.
That wouldn't fly in this house.
I did say please. I did say good. Please. I always say please to my wife. Yes, I'm very thankful for her. what do we got? 2-3-year Framber deal would be great, says Bub Red. I'm looking for a 3-year deal. I'll take a 3-year deal with an opt-out after the second year, not after the first year. Johnny, you're going to have to go back to the front of the show. You missed a tearjerker.
Yeah, definitely go back and tune in for that.
Yeah, we
I
already
got the waterworks going.
Yeah, Dallas was in tears. I was shaking. We played some music for losing Kaiwei Tang. Just to give you a little hint of the music. This was it.
Sorry, that music's getting me to tear up again.
Oh, they're getting happy now. They decided it was worth it.
Bub Brad, Bader doesn't change much. Padres' loss of starting pitching and D-backs' loss of starting do more to help the Giants. What Bader does is it changes the outfield defense for the Giants. They had the worst defense in baseball, National League. I'm not sure which one it was, but their defense was bad last year. Ramos was terrible. Jung-Hoo Lee was terrible. And their right field, they didn't even have a right fielder. Yaz was good when he was there, and then when they got rid of him, they had nobody in right field. On days that Gilbert played, he's a good defender. That other guy, what's the other guy's name?
Which one?
Gilbert? The guy with the cannon arm that threw out a guy.
Encarnacion?
No.
Oh,
he's a terrible defender.
McRae,
yeah. He's a good outfield defender. He's got a good arm. He had that 100 mile an hour, 101 mile an hour, threw a guy out at third. Yeah. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a Dodger game. Yeah.
But no consistency in right field. So pretty much their defensive outfield sucked last year. Bader improves that in center field. He helps out Ramos, doesn't have to cover as much ground, and it moves Lee to right field, a little bit less of a challenge. He's not the main guy. It takes a little pressure off of him, and he's going to have to learn how to play that wall. But I think right field's a better fit for Lee anyway. So it improves the defense, which was a weak point for the Giants last year.
This question comes from JB down under. What if they sign Framber to a 5 to 6 year deal? Thought. Well, I would say, glad it's not my money. And
sure, I'm all for it. I mean, 6 years, he'll be an old man by then. He'll be 38.
I guess if you are fine eating the money, why not? I personally wouldn't sign him if I was running the team. I wouldn't want to, but if you're going to. I wouldn't
either. And they've said they don't, but if they sign off for it, if Greg Johnson signs off for it, go for it.
If you say, hey, you know what, we're going to go 6 years because we can get the guy and figure we're just eating the last 2 of the contract, maybe last 3, because you don't know with a pitcher.
Eating the last 3, that's a big pill to swallow. If it's $30 million a year, $28 million.
If you're swallowing $60 million for 2 years, let's say.
That's a lot. I wouldn't do it. If I was Greg Johnson, I wouldn't.
I don't think I would either. I mean, I here's my deal. I'll go as high as $35 million a year for 3 years. $105 million contract. Was that 105?
Yeah.
Let's see, 35, 70, 35, 105. Yeah, I'll go 105, 3 years with an opt out after the second year, and because I'm not opting out after one. And
because you have to give up a draft pick for the qualifying offer. Yeah. So if you're going to do that,
and I want to defer, and if I can defer some of it, great. But yeah, hey, grapes are back.
Yeah. Well, they should defer as much as they can right now because the deferrals might be over after this next collective bargaining agreement. So
they should just defer the whole thing. See if they can sign them. Say, hey, would you be willing to not take any money for 10 years?
For 50 years.
Yeah, 50 years, Frammer. We'll give you $50 million a year.
Yeah, it'll probably be worth about $5 million in 50 years. All right, so pretty much we all agree they should sign him, and it's just a matter of what you can get away with, and you got to compete with these other teams, and it's going to be tough.
Sign him in Bitcoin.
When the Mets are in on the deal, they have a big checkbook. It's hard to compete with the Mets.
What happens if an owner was so rich he just says, you know what? I got a lot of Bitcoin. I'm signing you to a Bitcoin contract. What would Major League Baseball say to that?
They'd be a fool to do that. I would say convert it over to money and then pay me. It's too speculative.
I think it would be great. We just signed up to a Bitcoin. It's not going against the CBT at all. There's no money. I mean,
they'll have to put that language into the the collective bargaining agreement.
Hey, I don't know, man. If you listen to certain things on Twitter, some people say the dollar is going to collapse soon. I don't see it, but
I don't know.
Good.
I've heard that before.
Could.
I'm old enough to have heard that many times.
Yep. Big run up in gold and silver right now.
Yes.
The dollar is shaky. That's why the silver. Man, I was buying I was like stupid. I didn't buy it when it was 15 because I was going to buy it a couple years back and it was 15 and I just kept putting it off and silver's like over $100 now, man. Anyway, what else we got? I think we're about ready to wrap her up here, guys.
We'll be back though when they sign Framber.
Yeah, when if and when they sign Framber or Framber's brother. I think what's Framber's brother? Didn't he have a brother, Framber?
Wilmer's brother's name is Wilmer.
Oh, that's right. Wilmer's Wilmer. Maybe they'll sign one of the George Foremans. There's several of those out there. I don't know. But hey, guys, we'll see if I put some videos out. It's the quiet time of year right now. I mean, we're just 2 weeks out from catchers and pitchers. Hey, while I got you guys, I was all on Polymac Particles show last night. You guys got to go subscribe. Polymac Particles and producer Tony, great guys, big Giants fans, Niner fans. Tony loves the Giants. He's a baseball guru guy. He loves ball like me, and we just love to, talk up baseball. They're going to be on our show next week. We will have Polymac and Tony, and we'll be talking Giants baseball either Tuesday or Thursday night. It'll be, and so you definitely want to be here for that show. And we're going to be doing some fun things together with Polymac Particles this year. We're going to be going to some Giants games, at least one. Hopefully we can do a second one. I'll fly up from Arizona. It's easy for me to fly up. And Los D and I will fly up. We'll have a big hangout at Longbridge Pizza. And we'll be doing stuff with Longbridge Pizza and then Polymac Particles. We hope to get over 100 people there, really, because Polymac, they were able to produce about 45, 50 last year. NorCal Sports Network, with its vast antennas, massive following, vast antennas all over the Giants content creation world there, we should be able to pull in 75 to 100. Man, maybe we'll have our own section at the Giants game. We'll pick out a good game too. And it'll be fun, a lot of fun. And we'll get a chance to meet some of you guys. I met some of you last year. Aaron Lost. Got a chance to meet Aaron at one of the Giants games. Got a chance to meet Bub Rad. As he saw us, he was down there low. Yes, guys, thank you for reminding me of that. Senior, we are doing 2 fantasy leagues this year, guys. If you want to get into fantasy baseball, all right, fantasy baseball. It's a lot of fun. Let me put something up here on the board here. Fantasy baseball, 2 leagues. Leagues, leagues, right? Let me finish this. 100 and 200. Okay, there we go. We've got fantasy baseball coming for. Did I do that right? Yeah. Baseball 2 leagues. Let me know if you want to join. You can join 2 of them if you want. I don't care. One of them is going to be a points league. One of them is going to be a categories or rotisserie league. Okay. So we're going to do 2 different styles of fantasy baseball. And I did not take Hicks. I did not have Hicks, Johnny. Johnny, I did not take Jordan Hicks in my league. Yeah, the $100 one is going to be the Roto, and the $200 one is going to be the points league. Okay, so come on in. You got to email me. I've already got 1, plus Dallas is committed to 1, right?
Yep.
And I'm in 2, so we've got. Here's the email, guys. If you want to get into the NorCal Sports Network fantasy baseball leagues, 2 leagues, 100 and 200. So it'll be fun. It's a long season, and Senior says he's in the $100 Roto League. All right. So we've got. Which one you getting in, Dallas?
I'm not sure. I have to research it, see which one's going to be best fit for my skills.
Ooh, if I had balls. Well, I do have balls, but I don't know. Let me see. No, they're still there. If you had balls, you'd have a dynasty fantasy baseball league. That would be fun. Dynasty fantasy league is when you keep your players.
I've done that before for 5 or 6 years, where you draft people and you have your 40-man roster and you bring guys up, and it's a big commitment, time commitment.
That one's
it was fun.
Yeah.
But it was crazy.
Hey guys, a little tip. Since we were doing a little grape, I didn't eat this one last grape. You always get a bad grape. That's kind of.
Bruised.
I did not know this. Mark Gravy Graves. Don't give your dogs grapes. It's really bad for them. I did not know. I had given my Buster boy a few grapes, and Mark told me, I didn't know. He'd never had a grape in 8 years. And but they can get it's very toxic to dogs. It can really mess up.
Apples are okay.
No grape. I knew chocolate. Never give your dog chocolate, but I didn't know grapes. I was thinking, what's wrong with a grape? They're healthy. So no grapes for your doggies out there, okay? Fortunately, Buster, it didn't phase him. Yeah, grapes can kill dogs. I did not know that. Dang. I would have been devastated if I would have. He only had a few, but is this a premiere? Yes, this is a premiere. If you'd like to make a comment or a donation, please do so. Please send your donations to norcalsportsnetwork@gmail.com. Please include your address for a tax deduction receipt. Thank you. Back to live. Okay, let's get back to live. All right, we're live now. Seedless watermelon. Yeah, I've heard watermelon's pretty good for dogs. Yeah. So I want to check my email inbox at NorCal Sports network, and I want to see it starting to fill up. Okay, we're going to have our drafts in just a little over a month and a half. Okay, mid-March, we'll have our drafts. But you got to get signed up because we got to get everybody in. And how we pay it, guys, is I don't touch the money. The money goes straight to Yahoo. Yahoo will handle everything. They will pay the winners, and it's nice and clean. And we just go by the rules of Yahoo. Is it free? No, it is not free. You have to. There's 2 different leagues you can get into. One is $100 league. The other is a $200 league. There'll be prizes for first, second, and third place. Okay. And last place, I don't know yet. Maybe you got to go wear a Dodger uniform for the day or something. I don't know. But we might.
That reminds me of a dilemma I have. I'll share on another show.
Okay.
So
all right.
I'll remember.
Did I see your question about? Oh, earlier. Yeah. How would I feel about him being a super utility guy? I think he'd be a great super utility guy if they got Brendan Donovan. Absolutely. I mean, that lengthens your team. That makes you a better team, right? But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think. I don't know if that deal's coming down or not, or what's going on with the Giants. I don't know. Maybe they worry about Casey not staying healthy enough. I don't know. Because he was on the IL.
That's possible. Or maybe they go into spring and see how it goes, and you can always make a move later on before the trade deadline if you need to. Yeah.
So I bet you Johnny Cesare wants to get into this baseball league, huh? Pagero could be a good closer. Yeah, Pagero. If
he's my pick. He's my pick. I think I like what I see with him. I like the heat, and I think he's going to win the job, and he's going to be our closer. That's my prediction here, January 29th.
I like Chandler Simpson, but he can't play second base. He's a speedster outfielder. He could steal a ton of bases. He would be a nice, guy in the lineup. Leadoff guy, slaps the ball around, gets on base. But what are you going to do with it? Now you got Bader and Jung-Hoo Lee. So I don't know what you're going to do there unless you're going to trade Jung-Hoo Lee. All right. So, and I understand, guys, we don't, some of the guys want to play for free, and I get it. So no, totally understandable. But we'll talk about it more. We're not going to be able to do a free league, but we're going to get out of here tonight, guys. We need to roll here. So send me your email, NorCalSportsNetwork@gmail.com if you want to get into the fantasy league. Let's kick it out with our music here. Oh, we could talk over that. Dom Peralta. He's the man. Anthony Merkovich. Another good guy. We got lots of guys in there. Kevin Conway. Johnny Cesare. Paul Begley. Mr. Cat Karen. If I pronounce it
The gang's
right.
all here tonight.
Yeah. Jim Thurkill. JB from Down Under. I mentioned Johnny Cesare. George Curry, senior, softball games.
See you, Dom.
Take care, Dom. Yes. Talk to you tomorrow, Dom. Appreciate you. Dom does a great job in the whole area of graphic arts and got a great business going over there. Check out Dom. Remember, guys, Polymac, Particles, they'll join us next Tuesday or Thursday. We haven't talked which night that'll be, but it'll be one of those 2 nights. You're going to love that. It's going to be a great show. And, just keep it right here. NorCal Sports Network, Polymac, Particles. We'll bridge these 2 channels together and help promote each other. So we really do appreciate you guys. Final word, Dallas.
Oh, I want to see some moves. I'm reloading my browser too often, so I think another move, a big move or a couple little moves, and we'll feel a little better going into this spring training coming up. A couple weeks.
You got your move today, Dallas. You got your little move right there. How's that? Come on. Stop complaining.
Don't remind me.
There's your move. Say goodbye to Kaiwei Tang.
Oh, Kaiwei. Taking the highway.
Good night, everybody. I can't handle it anymore. I'm breaking down again all over. Kaiwei hit the highway. He's gone. He's gone. Everybody, have a good night. Kaiwei, you can do it, man. We're rooting for you. We'll see you.